to Clemson's aggravation, the 1-point victory over North Carolina. 8 wins, last 8 games by 42 points. Here's what Dabo told his team a little while ago.
It's the first time since 1966 that a team started the season #1, went undefeated through the regular season, and finished 3rd. Okay, so that's history. First time that's happened. All right, #1, so congratulations on that.
Dabo Swinney joins us now. Still believing? I think everybody's a believer, Dabo, right now. Tell me how it is that when you've won 28 in a row, that you can get your team motivated by a perceived disrespect card.
Y'all make it easy for me. These guys live in this world, so we're just excited to be in it. We're glad to have an opportunity to go back out to Arizona and play a great opponent in Ohio State, man. What an unbelievable season they've had. And congratulations to LSU and Oklahoma as well. But, we're just glad to be in it. And credit goes to these players. They've worked their butts off all year long. Our staff has been amazing. Tremendous leadership and focus. And, it's not easy to win, especially to win, as many games in a row as these guys have won. And to get to this point, this is what happens when you win the ACC championship. You get a chance to go play for the whole thing, and we're excited about it.
Dabo, a couple of players turn around and giving you bunny ears or something, so you'll want to put them in some extra conditioning tomorrow morning. Right. Well, I've mentioned this earlier, and I know you love these things accomplishing first. You have an opportunity. Last year, you were the first team to go undefeated and win the national championship in the college football playoff era. Now, for whatever reason, the oddity of being the 3rd seed, that hasn't happened and gone. Why is it that drives you, finding new things, even if they're a little offbeat, new things to do?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, everybody loves a challenge, or at least, we love one here. And I think that it's just you're always looking for little things along the way to free fuel. When you're going across country, man, free fuel's good. It's expensive. Gas costs a lot of money, so when you can get free fuel, it's always good.
And aside from all of that type of thing, Dabo, you had a lot of new players on the defensive front particularly. How would you describe the improvement that your defense has made I know you've played well all year. Defensive efficiency numbers have been even better than last year. I know that. When you watch the tape, how have you improved over the course of the season on that side of the ball?
Well, they've been unbelievable. I mean, we're probably top 5 in the country in turnover margin now. Which is the highest turnover margin. I think we're like plus 14 or something like that. That's by far the highest that we've ever been since I've been the head coach. We were like plus 1 or 2 this time last year. These guys have been consistent. I mean, just tremendously consistent in their preparation and their execution. Coach V and our staff's done an amazing job game planning every single week. We see a lot of different things along the way, but, really just more of the same. They really have done it all year long. 13 games, a few plays here or there, but 13 games this defense has been up to the task, and they've done it in a dominant way.
Trevor Lawrence against Justin Fields sort of feels like an old recruiting battle or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, first of all, 2 great young men, obviously from down in Georgia. Definitely 2 unbelievable prospects coming out of high school. So really not surprising at all to see what Justin's done with his opportunity and what Trevor's done with his opportunity. And, it's kind of crazy that you got these two kids right here from Georgia, and we got to go all the way out to Arizona to play the game. But it'll be exciting. I've seen Ohio State a few times. I mean, they're unbelievable. This is definitely, and we've played them a couple times. This is easily the most talented and the most complete Ohio State team that we've played in those previous couple times over the last several years. Unbelievable defense, and then what they've done offensively has been special to watch, led by Justin, and what the combination of their run game and their pass game, and just the threat that he brings, his ability to beat you with his arm and his legs. He's a special player. So it'll be a great matchup. 2 great young men, 2 great quarterbacks that have a great will to win, and should be a heck of a game out there in Arizona.
And Dabo, hang with us. And on that subject, we're also pleased to be joined right now by the head coach of the Buckeyes, Ryan Day. So, Ryan, I know you had hoped to be the number 1 seed, but now you have an opportunity to take on Clemson in the semifinal game in the Fiesta Bowl. What was your reaction when you heard the news and saw the matchup?
First off, just have an unbelievable respect for what Dabo's done in that Clemson program, and they're the defending champs. You know, we're just honored to be part of this playoff and excited to have an opportunity to play another game.
When Dabo was just talking about Justin Fields, how would you describe the way he has adapted and transformed himself into the leader of your offense?
Yeah, you know, like Coach was talking about, I think it's going to be a great matchup. You know, Trevor is, you know, one of the best quarterbacks in the country and has done it in the biggest stages, and you know, he's done an unbelievable job with his opportunity. And you know, I think, you know, proud of the way Justin's come along. You know, this is a guy who came in, you know, this year, you know, never having a collegiate start and kind of found his way as the season's gone on. I think he's gotten better and played and, you know, some big moments, and he showed how competitively tough he is, and he's become the leader of our offense.
Dabo, when you look at Ryan's team, and Ryan's sitting right here with you, what would be the best compliment you could give Ryan's team as you get ready to butter them up before you guys square off in 3 weeks?
Hey, listen, I have a great and deep appreciation for how hard it is to do what they've just done. It's incredible to go undefeated, to win your championship game. You know that you're going to get everybody's best. You play Ohio State, you're going to get everybody's best. The whole country's always going to watch. And what that team has done and what Coach Day has done, it's special. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's a special and incredibly difficult thing to achieve. So, you know, I just have an appreciation for what they've done and what it's taken for them to get to this point. Same with our team, and great respect for who they are and the way they've done things, and all those players. We know a lot of them. We recruit a lot of the same guys and do it the right way. So a lot of respect for the Buckeyes, a lot of respect for Coach Day, and for him to do this in his first year, it's incredible. So look forward to a great matchup out there, and I know both teams will have a great will to win.
We look forward to that. Dabo, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. Best of luck. Look forward to seeing you out at the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Ryan, we appreciate you sticking around with us for a couple of more minutes. How will you address this with your team? Was there any I mean, obviously you're excited about the opportunity to play Clemson. What was the level of disappointment of slipping out of the number 1 overall seed?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it all that much. You know, we knew if we had to go win the whole thing, we're going to have to play, you know, everybody, play the best. And so whether it was LSU, Clemson, or Oklahoma, you know, you got to be able to play the best to go win the national championship. So we didn't talk a whole bunch about that. We just talked about finishing off this first race, which was you know, the Big Ten championship. And then, you know, now we have our new challenge ahead of us. And so we already talked about that after the announcement was made. And so now we have all our eyes on Phoenix.
You're the first program ever to win 3 straight outright Big Ten titles. Last 2 years didn't make it into the playoff. How would you describe the level of vindication that's felt in the program for getting into the playoff this time?
Well, it's something we talked about all season. You know, we looked at the schedule, and each individual game we felt like we had a really good chance to win. But when you add up all those games and you look at all those games, you know, it's like what Clemson has to deal with. You know, you're getting everybody's best shot week in and week out, and it's not easy. You got to bring it every week. And so all we did is we took it 1 week at a time, and we knew all it took is one game, and we could get thrown out. And so I thought our ability this year to focus, and also our older guys who've been left out the last couple of years, they felt that extra edge to make sure we were in this year.
Hey, Ryan, one thing is, as a first-time head coach, you have experience with Urban Meyer, but I know routine for all coaches is big. How will you come up with your routine to try to get ready for your game now, where you've got some time to catch up and rest up to get ready for the 28th?
Yeah, so, you know, just talked about that now with the team. We're going to let these guys take their finals and rest up a little bit this week. We'll practice this weekend and then kind of get into a game week, you know, leading up to our trip out there, and then give the guys a couple days off, and then we'll meet them out there on Sunday. You know, once we get out to Arizona, then we'll have a normal game week as we prepare for our game on the 28th.
And Ryan, as you look at your team and this challenge that's in front of them right now, most of your guys, you know, in uncharted waters, what will you do to make sure you're right at the right emotional pitch come the 28th?
Well, I think, you're in a battle every day to make sure you're maximizing each day. And a lot of it has to do physically, a lot of it has to do emotionally, and a lot of it has to do mentally. And, we're going up against a great opponent. I think offensively and defensively what Clemson's done over the past few years is incredible. They certainly have a great talent, but they're very, very well coached. So we're going to have to, like you said, have a lot of energy and hit a peak when we have that game on Saturday. But more importantly, we got to be ready to execute at a high level because the margin for error will be tiny. So we got to be really on our game as coaches and as players as we prepare.